making eggplant soba noodles. Okay, so I've made my soba noodles, and what I did, you guys know, I like to use mushroom broth. So you don't have to use water, you can use mushroom broth to boil the soba noodles, and then you're gonna get a lot more umami taste. You can see I've already got my soba noodles here. And then when the soba noodles you take them out and off the water, you wanna rinse them in cold water so that they don't keep cooking. So just do about 5-6 minutes, pull them off, rinse them in cold water, and put them aside. I took a pack of tofu, drained it, and then I chopped the tofu in long slices and I froze it. It's got a little bit more toughness to it, and you kind of feel like you're chomping on some meat. So for some people, that's a good thing. So I like the chewiness of it. This is great. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put brags all over this. Just kind of soak up my tofu in some good brags. I'm not really measuring anything here. I'm just making sure that it's all covered, which is great. So now, 2 secrets already. Frozen tofu, have you ever heard of that before? That's secret number 1. And then secret number 2 is, I guess I should call this a nouvelle cuisine, because the next thing you want to add is 2 tablespoons of balsamic. And again, you just go to the recipe in my website, elysabethalfano.com, for all of the exact quantities. But you're gonna want to add balsamic vinegar, which isn't exactly Asian, but it's gonna give it a kick. So I'm gonna add that to the brags right over the tofu. I'm gonna let them all sit and hang out together, so this is great. Then we're gonna get to chopping our vegetables. Beautiful, it is eggplant soba noodles after all, so I have a beautiful Japanese eggplant, which I love. Now usually, depending on how much, today I'm kind of making a small quantity, but depending on how many people you're cooking for, you're going to use between 2 and 4 Japanese eggplants. And again, in the recipe below, I'm gonna have you just slice up 4 eggplants long and lithe. You see how long the knife is going. Long and lithe eggplant cuts, which I like. This is actually in many ways a very elegant recipe, because everything's gonna be long and lithe. The soba noodles are long and lithe, and the green onions that I'm about to cut are long and lithe, and the peppers that I'm about to cut are long and lithe. You can do a yellow pepper, you can do a red pepper. I'm doing an orange pepper today. You know, it's always fun to eat the colors of the rainbow, so you really want to get all the colors that you can. But here you go. I've got my eggplant all sliced up really nicely, which is great. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my green onions. Oh, how I love green onions. I love to cook with them. Now you can see they're kind of dangling the ends here, but I recommend actually not throwing these away. I know these are sort of getting limp, but I don't mind. I like to slice long and on the diagonal. These are also going to be wispy, but then we're going to get to the meat of it, aren't we? And when I get to the chunkier part, of course I've chopped off the heads of these guys. When I get to the chunkier part, I'm just going to try to, it's hard because it's thin, but I'm going to try to cut the green onions a long ways and get some wisps going on in here. So now I'm going to have all of my vegetables ready to rock. And I'm gonna heat up my wok. Now, the great thing about a wok is that you can really cook things pretty fast. Okay, so here I am with my sesame oil, not olive oil this time, because it is Nouvelle Asian, as we've discussed. So I've got some sesame oil, but again, if you don't want it, just all mushroom broth. But for me, I'm just gonna put, now I'm talking a teeny bit, folks. This is a half a teaspoon, so just the teeniest of teeny bits. Some mushroom broth. There we go. Woo! Okay, hold on, I forgot a utensil. Okay, so I really like to move this around. Okay, but it's pretty hot, as you can see. It's hot and ready to go. So let's move on, shall we, with our tofu. Tofu's, I'm gonna put in all the liquid on the tofu, but tofu, of course, is meatier, so it's gonna take a while to cook. So this is getting nice and hot. Now, you know, again, I really cut down the sesame oil because that's important to me. So it's always going to take a little longer if you've got mushroom broth and it's not just sesame oil. So, okay, folks, I'm going to put this over here because I don't want to forget it. But I'm gonna pull out my secret weapon number 3. So we talked about 3 things already. Balsamic vinegar, which you would not think goes in an Asian dish, but we're putting it in because Nouvelle Asian a la Elizabeth. And freeze your tofu. Who would have thought of that? Usually I cook with things you just have around. You know, you got some peppers, you got some eggplants. Okay, they're around, no big deal. This you're not gonna have. So you're gonna, you know, hello, Amazon.com. So you're not gonna have this, you're gonna have to go get it. I really love it. You could switch out sriracha if you wanted to, but I really prefer this. Sambal Olek, Sambal Olek, Amazon.com or other things, an Asian store. Very spicy though. So if you don't like spicy, yeah, it ain't happening. Don't do it. But if you like spicy like I do, well then this is your chance to go to town. Okay, so the tofu's doing well here. Doing well, but of course we're losing the mushroom broth. It's, you know, soaking into the tofu, and of course it's very hot. So as I go to add the vegetables, which I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and add even more mushroom broth. Cooking is all about you. So if you love green onions, add more. If you love peppers, add more. I mean, with all these sort of dishes, if you love sambal like I do, add more. With all these dishes, you can always add more vegetables. Could never go wrong with adding more vegetables. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know, eggplant can take a while to cook, so I'm just gonna make sure that this really gets going as I need it to do, because once I put in the noodles, it's gonna go pretty fast. So the only thing that we're really adding now is sesame seeds, because they always add a little bit of a crunch, but you want to add those at the end because you don't want them to get mushy in the heat. Now I'm going to throw in the soba noodles. Oh yes. Oh yes. And my black roasted sesame seeds, which are always great. Oh, you see the smoke, the steam. You see that? Okay. It's gonna be pretty hot, so this may not be beautiful, okay? In terms of like the eating. It may not be like a beauty shot. It's gonna be hot, but I just wanna try it in front of you guys. Ooh, super hot. Okay, ready? I don't wanna burn my tongue. Ooh, the eggplant right in there, okay. Get some noodles, I want it all, come on. Woo, that has spicy kick. But it's super good. If you don't want spicy, take out the sambal or cut it in half. But I do. I want spicy. And like I said, I really love carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are a major part of my world. So here I go. Mmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very hot and spicy and very good. The taste of the eggplant really comes through. All these ingredients are really easy to find, even sambal olek, not hard to find. Mushroom broth, always a staple. Okay, thank you for being with me. I'm starting to do more and more cooking classes online and at my house. So if you live in Chicago or Los Angeles, maybe you can see me at my house or online. So I'm doing lots of cooking classes online, so just hit me up personally and let's figure out how we can do something together online. Register and we'll make lasagna or eggplant soba noodles or chili or meatballs, lots of great stuff. So thanks for watching everybody, and thank you for being vegan.